The main hall of Baron Theodore's castle is bustling with about 20 members from the king's party and Theodore's household. A noisy but warm welcome banquet is in full swing.
Theodore, how have you been? It's been 10 years, and not once have you come to see me. What kept you away?
Your Majesty, as I mentioned in my letters, I was bound by my father's last will. I've been unable to complete the task.
Your father was like a brother to me. Theodore, that you're like the son I never had. Even if you were struggling with his last wishes, a visit was due, don't you think? Did you really need me to come all this way to see you?
I'm sorry. Your Majesty, I should have heeded your calls. Please forgive my absence.
Well, it's good to finally see you. You've grown into a fine young man, a worthy lord. But this remote land, it's hardly a territory befitting your stature. Your father was my greatest hero, and it pained me to grant his request for this humble estate. After his sudden passing, he left his will and you, a young boy, in my care. And now, I offer you a place at the palace, to receive the honor and glory he never did. Would you join me and the princess, become the kingdom's guardian and my most trusted vassal?
Your Majesty, I am honored by your words, but as I've said before, I cannot leave. There's a task, an important secret, I must fulfill first. It's a duty to my father and the kingdom. Once it's completed, you'll be the first to know.
Theo, we need you at the palace. The kingdom is facing unrest, and we lack trustworthy allies. Your presence would be a great comfort to us, especially now as I am to succeed the throne.
Your Highness, I wish I could explain more now, but let's talk in my study after the banquet. It's a matter too sensitive for open discussion.
Very well, we'll speak privately after the banquet.
The banquet was over and Theodore led the king and princess to his study.
Your Majesty, this room has been the heart of our family's research for generations. My father, and now I, have conducted important research and experiments here. Each piece in this room has a story, a part of the legacy left by my father. The work we do here is not just scholarly pursuit, it's a dedication to something greater, something that has profound implications for our kingdom.
So this is where your father died? The news that came to me about your father's death said that he lost his life during research.
Yes, Your Majesty, this is where my father spent his final moments. The news that reached you was correct. He lost his life right here, amidst his research. When I arrived after his passing, everything had already been cleared away. I never saw the exact spot where he died. But I found his personal belongings and his will, along with the research he was working on. Since that day, I dedicated myself to continuing his research, in accordance with his last wishes. His work was more than just academic, it was his life's mission, a mission I've now inherited. Each of these items holds a piece of the puzzle my father was trying to solve. And I believe I'm close to completing that puzzle. Your Majesty, this book is the key to everything. It's a transcription of symbols and writings from a stone tablet my father discovered. It's the first of 2 books.
This is a book your father created? But you mentioned 2 books. Where is the other one?
That's the problem. The other book was stolen, and I believe that's when my father lost his life. He foresaw the danger and left me a letter. In his letter, he wrote, "If you are reading this, then one, if not both, of the books have been taken, and my life might have been claimed." It was his final warning to me.
Who could have killed your father and taken the books? Do you have any idea?
I don't know. My father's letter didn't specify anyone who might be a suspect. It's as if the thief vanished without a trace, taking with them a part of the puzzle we desperately need.
This is a matter of great importance. We must uncover the truth behind your father's death and the whereabouts of the missing book.